Tonight's Perry's People is a family affair. Go into any firehouse in Milwaukee and start asking questions about how and why firefighters got into their line of work. Chances are many of them will say they had an uncle, a father, a brother lead the way. Tonight, it's the story of a sister act. 8 hours into her 24-hour shift, firefighter Kristin Ciganek checks out some equipment at her Southside engine house. Appropriate because her career as a firefighter actually started at the checkout counter of a suburban supermarket. That's where she was working when the firefighting bug first bit.
The firefighters used to always come in, and I saw them every day. And then there was testing for one of the suburban departments, and they said, you should really try it out. You look like you're athletic. Give it a try. We don't have any females out here.
To which she thought,
I don't want to be the first female.
But she did join that suburban volunteer force, and for 4 years knocked on Milwaukee's door.
I had just given up hope, saying, I'm never going to get on. And they called me.
They didn't have to call twice. She joined. Not the first woman in the department, of course, but the first in her family. It's a job that seemed perfectly suited to her.
I wanted to do a job that was more physical, and this met my criteria. And I think it's just something that's in your blood.
She didn't know how true a statement that was, because at her graduation ceremony that day, her little sister Sandy watched in amazement.
Going to her graduation and seeing the film, they have this film that they put together of the academy and everything, it was like, wow. That is something I thought about trying to do it, but I knew how long she had to wait.
But Sandy didn't have to wait 4 years because of a cadet class that allows recruits to come right from high school. In fact, Sandy Ciganek is the first female to become a firefighter right out of high school.
There were times that it was pretty tough, but I was like, if she got through it, I can get through it.
And when she did get through it, she became a full-fledged firefighter. And that's how the Ciganek sisters made history. The first sisters to serve together in the Milwaukee Fire Department. An achievement they shrug off, but the department doesn't.
A lot of times people don't, young ladies don't consider it, their parents don't consider it firefighting as something significant or something that young ladies can do.
Kristin and Sandy don't work out of the same firehouse. They would never, by policy, ride on the same piece of equipment. But they do hope they're not the last sister act in this department.
Sandy and I both volunteer with things, and it still amazes me how young girls will say, you're a firefighter? Women can't be firefighters. I say, you can be whatever you want to be. Take a left, it's right there.
You know, they play down the role model part a little bit in the historical aspect of it, but you heard her at the end with that quote at the end saying, you know, sending the message, you can be what you want. And there's a third sister back at home, a younger sister. So,
and?
Well,
We don't know yet.
She's a high schooler.
We'll have to see. And now you talked about how they won't be on the same piece of equipment by policy.
Right, much like the military has the Sullivan Law, where brothers or sisters can't be on the same ship or the same unit. It's much like that in the fire department. They won't ride on the same engine or the same, they can be in the same house, but they wouldn't ride on the same piece of equipment.
Very interesting story.
Right.
Remember that